I thought I'd do a quick video of a few of my favourite things in the garden. Here's one of them. It's a little hosta with very small leaves. Next to it there's a crane's bill and also a little violet growing up, which I'll try and move them another time. Nearby there's a far bigger one. That one's going to be a real big one when the time comes. How about this beautiful hosta? And there's a angelica growing amongst them as well, which is a beauty. Lovely light green leaves, and right next to this lovely one with these purple leaves. It's quite a startler, that one. Here we have hosta number 4 with these extraordinary leaves, almost sort of blue. They're so dark green, actually lovely, and bright yellow sides to them. And yet another hosta, number 5, with large leaves, big fleshy ones this time. I love the way you've got that sort of slight movement. It reminds me, what's that sort of silk shirt called? Oh gosh, I can't remember now. Seersucker, lovely. And over here we have Scott's bonsai. There's lovely fresh leaves coming out. That's a lovely little plant. I'm not quite sure what to think about having to look after somebody's bonsai for the rest of my life. It's quite a responsibility, especially as this is already 25 years old. And then look at this lovely little Aquilegia and weep. It's actually a really big flower. Isn't that lovely? I'm hoping that's going to self-seed all over this little area here. And what about this little baby? Right next to this bird bath. It's called Moab. Moab belonged to my mother, and this little plant I bought on the day of my mother's funeral. It's a real beauty. There's other things growing around here also I bought on the same day, like this one, which is just beginning to come out. It'll be exciting to see that when it comes. This little tree is a quince. To my excitement, although it's so tiny, you can begin to see the flowers beginning to come. I think I'll probably pick the fruit off because that branch is not going to be heavy enough to support any quinces. And what about this Aquilegia? Another beautiful flower, look at that. That's a lovely thing, really. I like the horns on the back. They always give me a certain sort of thrill to see those. And pretty well next to it is this lovely dark crane's bill. And there's a colour combination that's likely to make any proper decent gardeners cringe or even be sick on the very sight of it. This bright yellow pansy and this beautiful little geum. Isn't that great? There's another one over the other side, also in full flower. I'll go and show you that one now. Here it is, more orangey yellow, and there's lovely red backs to it, like you can see here. It's a real stunner, that one, quite a showstopper, only quite small. There'll be other much larger ones growing up before very long. Lots of forget-me-not still, which is a lovely thing to see. They were one of, I think possibly the very first flower I learned the names of when I was about 4. That and a rose called Masquerade, which at the time I thought was really rather wonderful, because it changed its colour as it went along the branch. But when I saw one the other day, I was really quite disappointed by it. The tulips in the grass are just beginning to go over. They have been lovely. I'm glad I planted them in the grass now. They'll die down, become nothing, and then give me a big surprise again next year when they come up. The whole idea is that these should naturalize in the grass. There are 2 clumps of them, number 1 and number 2, and they will begin to look great, I think, as time goes on. Now, Paula sent me some bluebells last year, and I planted them in this area here. You can see there's one there, one there, and a couple over there as well, which I'm really happy about to see those growing. But I have to say, the thing that's giving me most surprise and delight is just behind me. I'll stand up and I'll turn around and I'll show you. And no, it's not the obvious things, it's this over here. Several little clumps of Cardamine pratensis, which a really lovely little plant. It's called cuckoo flower as well. I think it's also called Our Lady's Mantle, on the grounds it comes out in May, and in the Western Church May was Mary's month, so anything that came out then was to Theotokos. Having said that, I do really like these as well. They're great. And over here's another one over there as well, and another one growing up over here. So, and more over here. So, I'm really happy to see those. I love that almost sulphurous yellow. It's wonderful. Little orange patches inside. Yeah, it's been really good. These little cowslips, they look wonderful. But it's the Cardamine pratensis I really like. I'm thrilled to bits to see those. And on to another section of the garden. This is my log and stick pile, and that's how tall I am in relation to it. So you can see it's very big, goes right up almost towards the pear tree here. Hopefully we'll get all sorts of little fairy things and other things going in there. Probably we've got hedgehogs inside it already. I know we've got hedgehogs, at least 3 within the garden, which is great, but I've really brought you over here to show you the way that the hawthorn is now in full flower. And isn't that wonderful? Look at that. Now that should be absolutely buzzing with bees. But what is not wonderful is this. I cannot see one and I cannot hear any. None whatever. And that is really rather bad news. Oh dear, what have we done? Well, I'm not going to allow myself to get depressed over the hawthorn, so I thought I'd show you these little wild strawberries that Natasha sent me a little while ago, and as you can see, they're growing rather well. Enjoying a little bit of shade because it is 25 degrees at the moment. It's quite hot, very hot indeed for England. Is young prankster, and he is next to some wild garlic. Some I bought and some I was given. The one I was given is clearly doing very much better than the one I bought. What a world, what a world. Black currants coming on mightily well. And then a little bit further on, you can see the loganberry is already in flower. And then over here, some red currants. So hopefully there'll be at least 1 or 2 from there. But again, these should be full of bees at the moment, and I have not seen a single bee so far in this garden. You may have seen some cardoons over the other side of the garden. Here we've got some globe artichokes, which I'm very happy are growing really rather nicely. At least 5 of the 6 are. The 6th, thankfully, is just beginning to come above the ground, so not a total loss, but in honesty, not all that good either. Then screaming with indignation, because I looked at the globe artichokes before them, are the Jerusalem artichokes. There are 4 of them in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in a row. And they're growing nicely now. They're really shooting up. They were just tubers a very short time ago, but now you can see quite a decent little plant. They will grow to about 6 feet high, 2 meters, something like that. And then further along you can see there's a row of chives here, and then over there there's thyme, and there's mint in this bucket here. The mint is sulking somewhat. Gooseberries, a row of those. You can see a nice little stand of rhubarb over here as well, and in the corner you can see prankster rolling around. Time to scream with delight again. So these are the thornless blackberries, and they're showing forth lots of side shoots, and if you look carefully you can begin to see that those also are coming into flower. Blackberry jam. Having just said that I haven't seen any bees, there's a bee casing out the beehive. So, with any luck, a bee is saying, going to go back, oh, there's another one coming. I think we're going to get a swarm. Well, the old country saying is, a swarm in May is worth a ton of hay. I mean, they're certainly casing it out very well, looking very closely, and that one has gone in. And will this one go in as well? If they are, then I wouldn't be at all surprised to discover a swarm here this evening. Now that definitely will make me scream with delight, and also a certain amount of fear, because after all I'm extremely sensitive to bee stings. But I'm not going to be looking after them. That will be George's job. Okie dokie, well, lucky old George. I think you might have a swarm. We shall see. I'll keep you posted. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, this is a kiwi fruit busy growing away. It was the most unlikely looking specimen to begin with, but as you can see it's taken root and it is now growing. This was a nice little gift from Natalia. I'm really happy with that. Let's hope that it grows well. And not to be left out, got some beautiful lilac. Really lovely. It's a beautiful, well, guess what colour it is? Lilac.